He couldn't stop. RoboCop, our VOTD, comes from the Days Inn Hotel. I love the Days Inn Hotel, especially the one in Lubbock, Texas, where a criminal holed up in his room and was taken down by a bomb squad robot. Crazy, right? Who knew there were still hotels not filled with migrants? The wanted man exchanged gunfire with police during a 2-hour standoff before being brought to heel by an officer made of steel. Watch this play-by-play by a local reporter.
We watched as he went in and out of the hotel room waving a Bible. Officers deployed the Lubbock Regional Bomb Squad robot. De La Rosa tries to push the robot away. He even shoots it. That doesn't stop the robot that eventually dispenses the gas into the room. You can then see De La Rosa crawling out through the window and collapsing onto the floor. The robot then runs right over him, pinning him to the ground until the SWAT team can take him into custody.
You know, Tyrus, I really didn't expect that response from the audience.
Look, they're just glad that it's, listen, this is a big deal for them. This is the first time that white people aren't going to be blamed for police violence. Wow. They're like, it's not us, it's the robot.
But he has robot privilege.
But you better hope the person who was controlling him was a little white guy.
That's true though. It's not a robot if it's controlled by somebody else.
Yeah, but listen, I would have ran over him too. So, but I think people need to see this, that apprehending criminals is not easy.
Yeah.
Even robots have to them up sometimes. But he did everything right.
It is true, though, Jamie. You know, you eliminate the emotion from an arrest. That's got to be good. Did that happen with you when you were arrested?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like, though, if the machines end up taking over, it's now our fault, right? Like, we're having these robots. And also, you know me, I've spent some time at Days Inn, and you can tell if you look at a hotel. Like, if you look at a hotel like this, if you go to a hotel and if you open your door and the parking lot's there, you've made a series of bad decisions in your life. You know what I mean? Like, I stayed at Days Inn about a month ago, and I called the front desk. I go, hey, man, I got a leak in my sink. And the guy goes, go ahead. I don't give a and, can I? Just lastly, the stand-up was 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was 2 hours with the SWAT team, and then the robot did that. Why do you think they didn't, like earlier, a guy didn't go, oh my God, I have a robot that could do this? It took so long.
They had to go through the paperwork. And they had to exercise every alternative before sending in.
Johnson forgot to charge him from the last drug hoist, so they had to wait for him to charge up.
Jillian, what do you make of this? Is this a promising sign of our future?
I honestly was wondering where I could get one.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if this would get my kids out of bed. They talk back, just four-wheel right over them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, that's amazing. I loved it. That's all I've got. I was so impressed.
Kat, did you notice that the robot had gas?
No, I think this, glad you did though. I think that this is something that could be great for Texas. I don't think you could use it in Manhattan though, because it just looks kind of like performance art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you did this in Brooklyn, people would just be like, they'd come and like take pictures and they'd tell the guy they liked his installation. Meanwhile, he's like a dangerous drug dealer with a gun. So you couldn't do that here.
I liked how he threw the towel
But it was
on
really Pixar vibes, right? Like they even pantsed the guy at the end, like.
I believe the suspect was then put in custody, but the robot went to a local bar and did shots of WD-40. Then he got in a fight with a fireman. Is that just a New York thing?
Yeah.
Yeah? The cops and the firemen, they don't get along?
No, that's everywhere.
Yo, is it?
Wherever they have semi-pro football.
Yes.
I think that's the fireman versus police thing. I think that's a big thing.
All right, well, that fizzled out. But I don't care. Show still goes on. I'm a pro.